poor guy in Pearl Harbor. He's just dodging bombs from the Japs. He's like, let me just call my old lady in the stateside. Everything will be swell.
Bamboo Ben's going down.
I've met another man. I must move on.
What's he do? What's he got that I don't got? A twinkle.
He's got a twinkle and a dog.
And a bamboo stick.
You don't understand. We were under attack, see?
Come on, baby. So I'm the product of love. Which is odd
incredible.
Which is odd because you'd think I'd get married and commit and create life, and I'm just against it.
You're against marriage?
I got married once.
Really?
Briefly. I married Clint Eastwood's daughter. I was married to Allison.
You were married to Allison Eastwood?
Yeah, because I loved Clint Eastwood so much.
And you figured if I could just hook up with Allison enough, I get Clint drunk enough, I can slide into bed with Clint.
Part of me clearly must have thought that, or else I wouldn't have gotten married.
It's good to have you around.
If you really wanted to golf with me this bad, all you had to do was ask.
Just don't ever park in my spot.
But yeah, so I was married briefly to Allison.
What's briefly?
6 months, Vegas. But on the flight home, she's like, we should probably see other people, and I don't want to live with you.
And you took that as like a bad omen, or?
No, I agreed.
How did you meet Allison Eastwood?
Acting class. But we met in acting class, and I said, man, I'd like Clint Eastwood to be my father-in-law. So I had the teacher give us a scene together, and it just played out.
A scene from The Unforgiven. No one spoke for 40 minutes. You guys just sat with blankets over your head in the rain.
The funny thing is toward the end, once Clint's a great guy. One time he's like, you son of a bitch. And I'm like, you called me son. That's all I ever wanted.
Dun, 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 dun. Kirk Fox, go win.
That's all I ever wanted. But it was a short marriage.
I'm a little obsessed about your dad because, I think less than 1% of the population of the country can even talk about their parents the way you're talking about your parents. Many of us can talk about our parents with like incredible reverence, but this is an extraordinary. This is a guy from like a Runyon novel.
Listen to this. My dad, he got cancer. He died.
Funny
he died. It might be.
Oh, okay.
It might be if it's
cancer of the funny bone.
It could be a long setup. No, but
cancer of the blues.
We're talking about parents and love and reverence, but he got cancer. He died in 2000, but he was supposed to die quick, but he lasted 2 years. And one day I was like, Dad, what the fuck? Why are you still here? And he said, I want to see your mom so bad every morning. I just keep waking up.
That's what he said on his deathbed.
Yeah.
And what's your father's name?
Ben. Ben Fox. But he trudged for 1 year while he had cancer. And then one day he's like, you know what? The bed has finally won out. But he trudged every day in the deep sand.
Where was his cancer?
The trick is we never really knew. Because he never went to the hospital. He said, let's just let nature take its course.
So he kind of kicked its ass for a while.
Yeah.
And how
long?
He
never believed in medicine. He never wanted to go to the hospital. He's like, listen, I had a great long life. He was 86 when he died. And he just was like, fuck it, I'll go out here.
And how long? I'm guessing your mom died of a broken heart shortly thereafter.
It wasn't that short after, but she did have a heart attack. In 2007, when I was in Edinburgh with Mark Maron.
Oh, my God. It went out because there was no longer anything in it.
Yeah, maybe.
It was all filled up with
But the truth is, this is honestly, the Padres had a really long extra inning game that night, and she listened to the Padres every night. And we kind of felt that it was because the game went so long that she was up.
Yeah. Andy Ashby killed your mom.
Yeah. That she had that heart attack. Because she was out there. She went out to turn off the TV at 2, and her heart just said, fuck it. Weren't we supposed to be asleep 2 hours ago?
Andy Ashby. Somebody.
Close this game.
Just throw a strike.
You're killing my mom.
Bring in Hoffman. Where's the hammer out of the bully?
It was Hoffman. But,
so your dad died in 2000. Your mom died in 2007 of a broken heart. It was her heart.
She did have a heart attack. But then a week later, I went and did my Comedy Central Presents because my mom would have wanted me to. So my mom had just had a heart attack when I went on stage.
Oh.
And it was tough. It was tricky.
And were their funerals similar? Are they buried next to each other?
Yeah, but we waited a long time before we put them.
Well, I would hope so because they died 7 years apart. It'd be weird if you put her in 2001.
We were just holding on
kicking and screaming.
We were just holding on to my dad's ashes.
Oh, he was cremated.
Yeah, and then we found out that we could bury him at the military cemetery because we didn't know that we could get it done for free. We're a very thrifty family, so we buried them together in the same little crypt, same little box.
At the military.
Fort Rosecrans.
Is that in?
Yeah, you can order a plot on Amazon, but do it through jmohr.com.
Now you're getting it. We're going to be big, Kirk. See? The kickback alone.
Come on, I get it.
Come on, we're going to build a guest house for Kirk.
So, yeah.
It'll be a dollhouse. So we'll tell everybody he's our baby giant.
They're together now in a little box overlooking San Diego Harbor, my mom and dad.
That's beautiful.
I don't know if they want to be together.
Yes, they do.
I don't know. I think they kind of enjoyed their time apart.
Do you want to be cremated or buried?
Not right now.
God, you're funny, Kirk.
Just fucking heat it up. Does this chair just fucking start getting hot in here?
You're like that 3-point specialist off the bench. Like, whoa, don't put a body on him. He's hot. Don't leave Ray Allen open. It's the playoffs.
You know, when I die, I just kind of just leave me there. I don't want anything done.
Well, I think that's against the law, Kirk, to have a dead body rotting at the kitchen counter.
Not really. And there's some countries. Don't pretend like you're doing something. Jesus.
I'll
be cremated, I guess.
I always wanted to be cremated, and my wife said, no, let's get buried, and we'll be side by side. I always like those plots where it's like a husband and wife.
One of the reasons that I did want to climb Everest is because
you didn't say that on mic. You asked me before we started.
Well, okay, but to the world, I wanted to climb Everest and do 5 minutes of stand-up from the top. That was a gig I wanted to do. And I ended up just doing my Comedy Central Presents in front of Mount Everest because it didn't happen. How
come everybody wants to climb? Nobody ever wants to go down, like Marianas Trench. Who's coming? I got a guide. I got
But what's great about Everest is there's 400 dead bodies up there. If you die up there, they just leave you there.
Yeah. I mean, but
so that's how I'd like it to be here. Like if I died right now in this garage.
Yeah, but I don't want to see you when I'm doing incline flies.
You put me in the corner with that thing, whatever's hanging from up there that I can't take my eyes off of. What is that, Alf?
Mr. Floppy.
Okay.
From Unhappily Ever After. You...
Go on, sorry. We digressed.
No, you're fired up. I dig it. I always wanted to be cremated and maybe just jettisoned out into like the Pacifica.
You'll like this, or you might not, but it doesn't matter.
Or can I get interred with the guys on the U.S. Arizona?
Yeah, you can.
But no, you can't.
No, you can.
Why?
The work you do with Amazon, J.com. Look, you have a lot of
how cool is that? That those guys that lived through the bombing of Pearl Harbor, the Arizona, as you know, you've probably been there, right?
No.
You've never been there?
No.
Kirk,
we could go.
Have you been
I think we could travel, you and I.
I think we could. I'll sit on your shoulders and we'll have a really long trench
coat. We should do a tour. No comedy, just tour.
Yeah. Well, the plungers. Let's take the plungers out on the road. Out. Did you ever go to the Vietnam Wall?
Probably.
No, that's like...
No, I did not. But I'm sure there's walls.
There's no ambiguity to whether or not you're at the Vietnam Wall in D.C. It's one of those like...
I haven't.
Yeah, and I wept in broad daylight, and it was embarrassing for me. And then I realized, how could it be embarrassing for me? What about the sport?
But yeah, you can be interred on the Arizona if you want.
How do you know that?
I could help.
What, you going to lie about my military
No, I just take you down there once you die. And I put you in there.
How are you going to get under the water? And you
get a scuba tank. You get an urn that's waterproof, and you go.
Don't think the U.S. Navy is going to see a 6'7" guy with a porn mustache?
No, they'll think it's a seal.
What kind of a seal looks like you?
Walrus, skinny, tall, skinny walrus.
Tall, skinny walrus. How do you go from? Oh, so I wanted to be cremated, and my wife said, "No, I want us to just have plots next to each other. I like that." And I go, "Okay," but here's the problem with cemeteries. You never see anyone in them. Alive people. Like, once they bury you, they do the thing. And, it's the worst day of... each tombstone you see is the worst day of 40 people's lives. And just the ripple effects and, weeks. and just the grieving and the sickness prior to it, or even maybe worse or better, I don't know, the suddenness of which it happened, and no one ever goes. It's empty. You would think I guess it's sad about humanity.
I went there, last time I was in San Diego, I went and visited the wall. And I said hi, but no one was there. I was the only person there.
So you know,
of course,
it's empty.
And I could barely
it's
find
what they call
the thing.
A graveyard.
There's an There's like a
ATM.
There's an ATM there which you plug in your parents' names and it'll tell you where to go.
Well, I don't think that's an ATM, Kirk. I don't
it's a kiosk. It's a cemetery kiosk.
All right, but I don't think cash comes out.
I tried. I forgot my dad's PIN number. It's like Ben Leroy Fox. Okay.
I think the sadness I feel for humanity is like if that much pain and suffering and just the sickness and the care and the hospice and the palliative care or the suddenness and the teens and the children, you should have, there should be a waiting list to get to the cemetery, you know?
I agree. I want to do, and I looked into it. I have a lot of free time. Cryogenics. I want to be frozen, but I'm thinking about doing it not when I'm 90. Because I don't want to be thawed out in 100 years when you're 90 and you can't do all the cool shit.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of cryogenics, but early.
Like 50.
Or even sooner, like tonight.
All right.
I mean, you got a big freezer in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat in there. I do all my own hunting. There's a lot of deer. That's a lot of venison up there.
Well, let's switch it out. But I could do... I could do cryogenics. I don't really worry
about... Like Vanilla Sky? What about like a Vanilla Sky move? I dig Vanilla Sky. You like that movie?
Yeah.
People never talk about it, and people are like, I was so confused. And I'm like, how are you confused? He died. He signed a contract with a company saying that when science catches up to bringing me back to life, fucking wake me up.
Do you have a plot already picked out?
What?
Do you have a plot already picked out for you and your family, or no?
No. Why, you want to go tonight?
Oh, I think Amazon.com.
jmohr.com. Click the Amazon banner. Come on, Kirk.
There's a lot of money to be made here for you guys.
So how do you go from playing tennis in college to becoming a professional tennis player?
You just start playing some tournaments and you get a few victories and you go out there and you try and make rent. And if you don't make enough rent, go to Beverly Hills and teach tennis, which is what I did for 10 or 15 years.
A lot of ass teaching tennis.
Yes, there was.
Really?
Of course. I'm not doing it for tennis. Think I love tennis that much?
I really want to help the tennis game. Walk the perverted.
My first 10 movies were all because I was teaching tennis to the director or producer.
Really?
Yeah, and they wanted me on the set giving them tennis lessons.
Kirk, I think you should marry my daughter.
No, not Clint.
No rough stuff.
We did play tennis, mostly golf with Clint. But I did Wyatt Earp, and because I taught tennis to Lawrence Kasdan. I did The Postman because I was playing tennis.
You had a big part in The Postman.
I played a stamp. It wasn't that big of a part. I played the gangly recruit.
I knew who you were.
Really?
Yeah. When they said you were in The Postman, I immediately remembered who you were.
That's the greatest thing you've ever said to me in your life.
I'm just saying how good an actor I am.
It's not bad.
It could have been better.
There's someone behind you right now with a gun.
How many? I'm telling you.
No, but
I got censors. This place is... Let's get something straight, Kirk Fox. If someone comes through that gate, World War III, it's over. Dogs and cats living together.
Do you think we'd actually get up?
No. I'm saying there's
like... if someone came in here right now, would we really even get up?
I would. Maddie would.
I wouldn't.
You know what? I get right now.
I wouldn't. Because
Shane wants to get jumped into this crew so bad, he would punch the mailman right in the face just for stepping onto my lawn.
Do you live here?
Don't. He's off mic, Shane. Shane's off mic. Shane's a good kid, but I can tell. Shane's got that faraway look in his eyes like, you know what? I don't know too many people in town. I'm new to the business. This seems like a friendly place.
He looks like a guy who could pop the front seat out of his car.
They're really good friends with my friend. I'm going to jump him in. Angie, I don't know if he's going to particularly fight. I love Angie all the way.
You can deflect a lot of ammo. Like it...
What does that mean?
What does it mean? Should I explain?
Is he a Teflon man?
He's big. He's got some girth, and he can take bullets for us.
I don't think
he would die. He's gonna fucking die.
I'm not
saying he's gonna live. When I say he could take bullets with girth, bullets are going to hit him before me.
Yeah, but you said deflect.
Maybe by accident.
Bullets
hit a
don't
belt
deflect.
buckle.
They go in and then they change their course radically and they zigzag
You're right.
through your organs.
I made the wrong statement. You're going to just take a lot of bullets for us.
Matty Boy's up out of the seat. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You knew that when you met him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm chilled. I'll try and talk my way out of it or just ask for death.
How tall are you?